What's up, all you legends? Welcome back to part 24 of our Pokemon Unbound walkthrough. And we are at the worst, most difficult, most dreaded part in the game. We are in the Distortion World. A lot of you hate this part of the game. A lot of people have gotten stuck here and haven't made it past. But today we're going to show you an easier way to get through, a way easier way to get through the Distortion World. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think depending on your difficulty level, it might play a factor in the different routes. So just try this out and see if it works for you, and also just make sure you're playing the latest version of Unbound, because the older versions might have a different path. I remember when I played this game last year, I didn't know this route that I'm going along now, and I got super lost. I had to do a ton of puzzles, and it took ages. There were multiple different floors that I had to go through, but this is a much easier way. So just follow this video, pause it, go back, follow this video, and you should make it through in no time. There's only 1 or 2 little puzzles in this method, but they're really easy. It's definitely a ton easier than the first time I tried to do it, and I followed a different playthrough. But I found this one to be pretty easy. And yeah, we've just encountered Jax again, so once you've made it this far, you kind of know you're on the right track. And he says something feels a bit off here. And maybe we have missed something. So we got to go back a bit. And there is a little puzzle that we have to do here, moving these stones. These stones move in sync together, so you've got to move them, move the first one to the left twice, and then you move them across and up, and then you'll get it onto the white button. So I think that's pretty much the only puzzle that we had to do, and that was fairly easy. Otherwise, just follow this path, come along and zoom up to the next stage, swim across the water, and when we get to the end of the Distortion World, we will encounter a legendary Pokemon. I'm not sure if you know who it is, but just stay tuned. It's crazy. Okay, we made it back to Jax, and he tells us there's only one thing that can actually live here, and I believe that's the legendary Pokemon I was speaking of. And you can actually hear some cries from this Pokemon. So we're going to go and try to take a look, see if we can find it. I think that Pokemon is up ahead. So as you can see, it was really simple to get through the Distortion World. If you follow this way, it's a breeze. But now, we've got something crazy in store for us. We are going to encounter the legendary Pokemon Giratina. 100% wish I could have caught this Pokemon right now, but unfortunately you can't catch it yet. You can only battle it. And it was quite a tricky Pokemon to battle, to be fair. It wasn't a complete breeze, but luckily it's just one Pokemon, and it can knock out a lot of your Pokemon in one shot. So just keep that in mind. You want to try to get your type advantages playing in your favor. And I did have to revive my Flygon a few times, because my Flygon is the fastest Pokemon in my team, and his attacks were pretty effective. I think his dragon attacks were pretty good. As you can see, Giratina knocked out my Magmortar. I think Gyarados might also be able to withstand some damage. Oh, and there you see my Flygon's Dragon Claw was super effective. It almost knocked Giratina out. So I think just reviving him all the time and getting his attack in first is gonna make this battle fairly easy for us. The rest of my Pokemon he might knock out in one shot. Okay, Electivire survived, so that's good, but he does attack first, so we don't even get a chance to attack. That's why Flygon is my Pokemon of choice, just because his speed is super fast, and he can get the attacks in first. Okay, so there we have it. We've defeated Giratina, and we made it through the Distortion World. A lot of people go on about how crazy difficult and confusing the Distortion World is, and believe me, I know it's like a maze. If you try to do it on your own, you can get really lost, really confused, don't know where you are. But if you want to just get through it quickly, follow this guide, and it will be a breeze. And come and battle Giratina and get it done. Okay, now we've already gone back to the Rift Cave in the real world, so it only took us about 5 minutes to get through the Distortion World and battle Giratina. Let me know down in the comments how you guys found the Distortion World. And now Jax just tells us that he's realized that he's nothing without his Pokemon, and they mean so much to him, and he asks us to meet him in Vivill Town. So that's the same town where we went to the Shadow Warehouse and battled Aklov. When we went there originally, no one was in the town. All the houses were locked and there was nobody about in the Pokemon Center or anything. But we did defeat Aklov and the Shadow Warriors previously. So now we're gonna make our way into the KBT Expressway. It is a little shortcut, I believe, and we will get back to Vivill Town in no time. And we can see if anything's changed, see if people have returned, or if it's still empty. I don't remember seeing any gym or gym leader in Vivill Town. Okay, we've made it to Giratina Town, which is pretty cool. And now we just have to go through the Vivill Woods again, and we should be back in Vivill Town in no time. And we can see if we can find Jax there. Okay, we are back, and yes, there's already a person here among the flowers, so that's a good sign, and they give us a pure incense, a hold item. Let's go check the mart in the Pokemon Center. Yes, here is another person in here too, and he asks us to show him a Pokemon with a special attack higher than 106, and if you do, he'll give you 10 Genius Wings. So that's pretty useful. I believe you can sell those for quite a bit if you don't want to use them. And now we can actually enter the houses, and there are people in here. So let's see if there's any side quests around. Okay, so this boy wants to trade. He wants Among Us, and he'll give you a Shinotic. So if you're looking to trade some Pokemon, go and chat to him. I think I might come back and actually do that. I'm not sure if I've gotten Among Us, but I'll check in my PC. I do want to try doing most of the trades. Okay, and here we have found Jax by the warehouse as well as Arthur. And he's really impressed that we made it through the Distortion World. And let's see what else he's got to say. Hooper appeared in front of the warehouse with who I presume to be the Light of Ruins leader. However, I was not given much time, and everything vanished in the blink of an eye. Okay, so they're curious what Aklov is going to plan next, and here Redhead has just arrived. So we've got Arthur, Jax, and Redhead. And he said he was sent into a holding cell in some building along with his mom and dad. And yes, he's just found out that Marlin is his father and that they were locked up for a long time. He's also saying that they moved them somewhere and they moved his father Marlin into the Crystal Peak, which I believe is some kind of mountain. We have little time. Jack's our arrange safe passage for us to East Boreas. Okay, so we might have to go sail to the next region or the next little island to continue with the game and to try and find Crystal Peak. The weapon Aklov has been looking for. It was already brought to Boreas 3,000 years ago. I finally found what I was looking for, and it was the last thing I could have wanted. All I can say is Aklov's plan is to destroy Boreas with that weapon. I haven't decided if I want to be with my parents, but if I do, I'd want to be free with them. I've already started to take an interest and liking to Boreas. I won't let anyone ever capture my parents again. Okay, so obviously none of us want Boreas, the Boreas region, to be destroyed by Aklov. So we're gonna do whatever we can to stop Aklov from using that weapon. And he says now that we must go to seaport and take the boat over to the next town. And also we must go and challenge the gym leader in Antisis City. So that's pretty exciting. Now we're gonna go challenge the Antisis gym leader. And I'm very excited to try and see what all is in Seaport City. For that, I just want to come and chat to these people in the houses now that we are allowed entry. This person will teach you Seed Bomb for 2 green shards. But other than that, there doesn't look like there's all that much in this town. We've spoken to everyone, and it's pretty much just that little mission in the warehouse that we had to do. So now we're going to quickly go through the Vivill Woods and back to Vivill Town. And we can try go south from here and see where we go. And that Pokemon is still blocking us, but here some guy has come to help us. He said there's a pesky Pokemon that's blocking the way. He's given us a Devon scope which we can use to see it. An invisible Pokemon just appeared and ran away. Okay, so this guy actually happens to be the gym leader of Antisis City, so we just bumped into the gym leader. He's the guy we actually want to challenge. What are the chances of that? But at least we can make it through. That Pokemon's gone out the way. I wouldn't mind trying to catch that Kecleon, that chameleon Pokemon that keeps hiding and blocking routes. Okay, but now on the way here, there are a few people to battle. We did pick up that rare candy hiding in the stone, so make your way through. It's a good time to get a lot of experience and level up a few of your new or older Pokemon and get them ready for the next gym badge. We did pick up a big pearl, which could be sold for quite a lot of money. And there are some new Pokemon in these areas. In some of these grass areas. Okay, now we're back where we were, and if you come and talk to these construction workers, they will give you Rock Climb HM08, which is super useful. There are tons and tons of areas that we have gone past throughout the game where we could have used Rock Climb. So we are gonna start a huge backtrack and try to find all the areas that we have gone past right from the beginning and try use Rock Climb and pick up all the cool TMs and items that we have missed and explore some new areas. So we will most likely do the Rock Climb backtrack in the next video or two, and I believe it is a long one. It's similar to Surf. Surf was also a pretty long backtrack, but they gotta be done, and it also gives you a chance to go back and catch some other Pokemon that you maybe missed, or if you've decided that you want to try out, you can go back in these new areas and give some other Pokemon a go. Okay, here we just used our Devon scope and we have found a Kecleon. So I want to try and catch this bad boy and add him to my team. I'm not sure how many we are going to encounter in the game, so I want to just catch him, so we've got him added to the Pokédex. Boom! And we do. Kecleon was caught, so that's pretty cool. Now, there is this woman that we have to battle here. You can come and battle her, or you can skip her. It's up to you. And now we're gonna surf across, and we have detected an item with our item finder. And I believe Antisis City is the city that is taken over by the biker gangs. So in order to get to Seaport, we have to first come to this biker gang city, where the whole city is taken over by these biker gang, the Team Flips gang, and the Ferrothorn gang. So this is a super interesting town, and I like that they've added it into the game, and it's just completely different. Even in the Pokemon Center, you've got to pay money to actually heal your Pokemon. There's no Nurse Joy, it's all the biker gangs. So in the next video, we're going to explore this awesome city. Thanks for watching.